Hi YouTube, today we're going to be changing the oil in a 2018 Honda CR-V 1.5 turbo. This procedure is the same for 2017 as well and 2019 as well. The first issue we should start with, a lot of owners are familiar with it at this point, is the oil dilution issue, whereby the fuel gets into the oil and raises the oil level, also reduces the oil's ability to lubricate the engine. So before you even attempt this, the first thing I would do is check your oil and see if it is over the line. If it is, I would just stop right there and go straight to your dealer. There is an update as of October 30th, 2018. There will be a fix, and I'll post a link to this to Consumer Reports. There will be a fix starting in Canada in November, 5 cold states, Maine, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wisconsin, beginning in December, and then 16 less cold states, I guess, beginning early 2019. So there is a fix, quote unquote, on the way. They said 2019s will be fixed before they're released, so if you have 2019 and everything to worry about. I've checked my oil level and don't have the issue as of yet. Also, it is not, I would say, cold enough, although people say that even in warm weather states it can still happen as well, but we haven't hit winter here yet. We're about to though, so, and I guess winter plus short trips definitely trigger this problem. Maybe not definitely, but it can trigger this problem. So first thing, you absolutely want to check your oil level, and if it's over, I would just go straight to your dealer and get on the record with them that you're having a dilution issue and you should be first on the list for the fix whenever that does arrive, depending on where you live. Apparently, if you live in a warm weather state, there's also a possibility you can get the fix as well. I forget what they actually called it. It was like a product update or something like that. Some kind of, it's definitely not a recall. I don't know. It's some sort of regional product update. Also, they revised the owner's manual on the same date, as well as put out a YouTube video about it. Basically, it's normal. This revised online owner's manual says it's normal for the oil level to rise above the upper mark. If you have a concern, consult the dealer for details. Yes, I would definitely consult your dealer if it is above, because that, despite what Honda says, is not normal, and before October 30th, this was not in the owner's manual, as far as I know. So, yeah, something to be concerned about for sure. Again, I checked mine a couple weeks ago. I'm actually low, which I would say is normal. It's the first oil change. Got about 7,700 and change, and it's probably about 800 miles till it hits 0%. I'm not really concerned about that. Again, going into winter, I'm definitely going to be checking it more often, maybe a couple times a month to make sure it's not diluting and not rising above the stick. It's early November now, and we've got another potentially 3+ months before this fix rolls out. So, this period in time, it's important to definitely keep an eye on it, and then, a year from now or something, maybe it's, something no one even talks about anymore. Okay, so just jumping right into it with the things that you'll need for this job. Obviously, number one, oil, 0W20. Unless you buy Honda oil, it's all synthetic. Honda somehow has 0W20, it's like semi-synthetic. You need an oil filter. I like the Honda ones. You'll need the crush washer, definitely need that. I've tried to reuse them and they definitely leak. You need a 17 mil wrench for the drain plug. I like to use a ratchet on the oil filter wrench. Also need that. Now, starting with this new CR-V, there's a splash guard, I guess, so you'll need a slotted and a Phillips screwdriver to remove the splash guard. That ought to be fun. I use Power Purple to clean it all up. Gloves, safety glasses. This is actually a great fitted funnel for Hondas and some Fords. Place to dump the drain pan for the oil to go into, and then pour it into this collection jug when you're done. Properly recycle it, and then of course you'll need plenty of paper towels because it's quite a messy job. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I like to do is remove the oil cap, just to make sure, this is your car, just to make sure that you can't get it off. On older cars it's more of a concern. Again, on this 2018, hopefully this cap just comes right off. The last thing I forgot about is this, handy light, because my garage lighting is very poor. you want to do too, if you can, is I actually blew out the engine beforehand and then also wiped it down pretty well, just to make sure that you prevent all debris from getting down into the fill hole. That would be ideal. Just want to wipe, make sure nothing gets in there. Again, not super dirty. The car's only got 7,700 miles on it. And what I like to do at this point is actually like to put my funnel in there before I get my hands all super disgusting. I'll put a link to all these products in the description, as well as the Consumer Reports article. Again, this is actually a fitted funnel made by a company called Ossenmacher, I think that's how you pronounce it. Literally screws right in. If you've got the 3.5, that awful fill way down in the front of the engine, it's actually angled. They make an adapter that actually fits the angle. I've used it in the past on a few 3.5s and works very well. Again, this one just at the top, I like to stick a little paper towel in there just so nothing falls in there. And then yeah, we'll go underneath. Another thing you'll need is like cardboard or something to protect the ground. Obviously, you don't want to get oil on it. As neat as you think you're going to be, you're probably still going to spill some oil. So let's get down there. Below the CRB at this point, and we've got a few screws that need to come out. I've already pulled the first one out. You literally just twist them 90 degrees. Probably even a bigger screwdriver would help. They pop right out along with a bunch of debris. So just watch out for that. And there's several of them. At least the shield's aluminum. It's not plastic like some European cars. So many screws. I'm sure you can probably hear all the debris falling on the ground. So I did not put my drain pan down here yet. Probably best to pull this off first, so you can fill your drain pan with debris and contaminate the used oil. Alright, so you need again both slotted and phillips. It appears, oh wait, that's really tight. It appears the slotted should come out first. Phillips are like really threaded in there. There's the slotted that just sort of clip in. Quite sizable bolts actually. Oh my god. Probably want to use not stubby screwdrivers either for some leverage, as well as the slotted screws are actually huge. At least. See right there. Alright, that's all of them. All a million of them. Alright. That's a safe spot. Alright. Wow. So the good part about that shield though is really keeps this very tidy. There's like literally no debris up here at all. As usual, Honda's got the engine oil designation, so you don't accidentally pull out a different bolt or something. And this oil filter good spot too. I think hanging down like this in 3/5 is actually held like this as well. So hopefully these are not going to make a giant mess. It might still hit this crossover right here. And I don't know, we'll see though. Alright, let's get our drain pan. Right, one thing I think I may have somehow forgotten to mention, obviously this car is up on ramps. We need access to the oil pan. I don't think you'd be able to do it without ramps. I mean, with ramps, there's definitely plenty of clearance. I'm not exactly a small person. I have plenty of clearance. What I'd like to do is just quickly wipe off the drain plug as well as the oil filter. I noticed that there wasn't much debris, and there really isn't. Just a little bit. Wipe it off again. Now let's try to guess where the pan needs to be. Hopefully I don't get anything on the camera. Again, 17 mil. Moves very easily. I'm trying to guess precisely where I need to be here. Get it all the way. Oh wow, look at actually. I don't know, I guess the washer usually sticks a little closer to the hole. Make sure that washer comes off. Spillage. Super serious. Wow, that's a lot of flow. Take it for a little ride before to warm it up. You don't want it piping hot, like, you know, take a 1,000-mile road trip to change the oil. Just took extra, probably, I don't know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles, something like that. Yeah, it's definitely warm. So it turns out actually the drain plug washer is not still on there. It just looks like it is. So yeah, we may actually find it. I guess it's not on the plug. It's definitely not on the plug. It's not there, so I'm guessing it's actually in the oil somewhere. So we dump it out. Hopefully we see it in there. Alright, next, so we get that drained, and then now we need to, I'm not going to have it in my hand, now we need to pull the filter off. Alright. Easiest way to do this with the Honda oil filter wrench, 3/8 ratchet. Just break it loose. Before the oil comes out at me, I like to slip off the wrench. Slide the pan over. See if we can remove this drip as well as mess this filter makes. Okay. Let it drip. It's done. It's going to be full of oil, so don't dump it. Take it over. Oh! So you really want to get in there and wipe down the surfaces, again, clean up what you can. I don't know if I mentioned it before when I was pulling the oil filter off. We always never had a problem with Honda oil filters ever in almost 20 years. We always want to make sure that the gasket's still on the old filter. Again, I've never ever had a problem. Next thing I actually like to do is come back up top. Actually, let's just run a little bit new stuff through. And actually, I got a 4 or 5 quart jug. This thing only takes 3/7. Just to flush it out a little bit. Not necessary by any stretch, but again, it's actually much cheaper to buy the 5 quart than the individual. This is just fill it up a little bit so you're not start the engine with the dry oil filter. Like literally I'm halfway. Alright, and then make sure you spill a little bit on top of the inner filter there. Because you want to take that clean oil and absolutely get this gasket fully coated with oil so you can reinstall it. Back underneath, give you a final wipe here. The new filter, just thread it right on by hand. Hand tight. And then what you want to do is take your filter wrench, just and make sure you change directions. Just snug it. Maybe like a quarter of a turn. Nothing crazy. You'll actually rupture the seal if you go crazy with it. Alright, up and down here. This will get me. Reinstall the plug. Again, I really thought that old washer was still on there, but it's definitely not, so I guess we're going to find the oil. So you clean off your plug. New washer. Every time, for sure. Sometimes they can come with the oil filters. Just thread it back in correctly, not cross-threading it. Take this up a little better. Scrubber 17 mil. Same thing. Just a little. I don't even know what that is of a turn. Not much. Quarter inch, something like that. I mean, it's aluminum case. You definitely don't want to get crazy with it and put all kinds of crazy load on it. Over tighten it. There's definitely a torque spec. I mean, I don't know who actually gets out a torque wrench for an oil change, but I'm sure there is. Knowing Honda, there's definitely a torque spec on that. I've never pulled out a torque wrench for an oil change. It's literally just, quarter of an inch at most. And then we go back up top and just fill it up with oil. One of our final steps, we're going to go ahead and fill the engine up with oil. As I said earlier, it's 3.7. I'm using a 5-quart jug, so it's going to be pretty hard to get it, exact. What I like to do is just pretty much eyeball it. Always go under. You can add more instead versus drain it out. You definitely do not want to overfill the engine, especially an engine that is known to have high oil levels. So what you can do is just eyeball it. Always pull the funnel out before you start it. There's going to be pressure. It would spray everywhere if you didn't. So make sure you pull the funnel for sure and reinstall. All you have to do is get it between the hash marks. As long as it's between the hash marks, you're good to go. Again, overfilling it is extremely bad, even if this engine didn't have oil dilution issues. But any engine, you always want to be under than over. And pretty much every manufacturer says that between the hash marks is perfectly acceptable. Alright, when we start it up, what we're going to want to do is make sure that the oil light goes off very quickly. There it is down there. And it's off. Alright, we're just going to get underneath it and check for leaks. And nothing's leaking. That's what we want to see. Alright, we've waited our 3 minutes. Now let's see how we did. Obviously, when you're checking your dipstick, pull it once, don't even look at it, stick it back in the second time. When you're pulling it out, make sure you always hold it down so you're not getting a false reading. Sometimes I like to just press it and I can tell. It's not looking like it's registering anything. Yeah, way low. It's on the way. marks. So the hash marks are generally about 1 quart. So Honda says that you can add, you don't have to restart it, just wait 3 minutes again, check it. That's what we're going to do. Looks like we're pretty low. How much I really pour through this low. Looks like we're more than a quart low. Again, you don't want to, do not want to overfill. We've got over a quart left in the jug, so we're not going to give all of it. Alright, it's been 3 minutes. Let's check what we got again. Nothing on the first. Down on the second. It's hard to read since it's so clean. You get first against the paint down. Looks like we're barely over that first one. Hash mark, whatever you want to call it. So we'll add a little more. Alright, we waited another 3 minutes. Let's see what we got here. I think at this point I'm just going to check it again in the morning after it's sat all night when it's not on ramps, just because I do not want to overfill this. As far as I can tell, I think I'm about 3/4 of the way between the hash marks, so it's definitely good either way. Again, I'll probably check it again in the morning after it's sat all night. I'm actually going to drive it to the car wash after this, so then I'll bring it back in the garage, not on ramps obviously, and check in the morning. I like to check first thing in the morning anyway, because the oil's completely run back into the pan at that point since it's been sitting all night. But I'm imagining it'll probably be that same 3/4 of the way full mark. Again, I did run some through, so it messes up, and it's not, it's imprecise because it's 5 quart bottle, so it's hard to really tell. But again, as long as between them hash marks, you're fine. Do not overfill it because you don't. I mean, it's basically impossible to let some out without letting it all. I could crack it. I guess let it dribble. Yeah, I guess that's an option, but I don't know if the crust washer is then, not really going to seal at that point if you crack it and then reseal it. So yeah, just don't even get yourself into that situation. Oil cap's back on, so what we're going to do now is clean off the oil pan with a little powder purple and put the skid plate or whatever you call that. Right now we're just going to see what we can do to clean up the oil pan a little bit. Just let me know on this. I just choose Power Purple because it's cheap. It generally works pretty well. What is wrong with this thing? Quite a bit of mess here. Get the skid plate back on. Skid plate back in position so it fits over the black plastic here, but it actually right here it fits under. From what I can tell, it's probably best to start with this back bolt, Phillips bolt. It's the only one that actually is to really precisely fit in there. Just put it in loose. Sling them up the end. And I'll do the slotted ones are versus the actual bolts. Let's leave it all loose. It's definitely going to fit fairly precisely. Yeah, there's 3 bolts and the rest of them are slotted clips. I think we took it out the right way. I think you definitely go clips first. Oh boy. Alright, so then these clips, you gotta put them in at an angle, hit the, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's the 4 corners. You gotta hit one of the corners, and then turn them 90 degrees. No, alright, so there's 4 corners, and then you're gonna turn them 90 degrees. Righty tighty. Definitely a little finicky. There it is. I would definitely not snug these bolts down until these clips are all in. But you definitely want the bolts in first. You want them in first and out last. These clips are not the worst, but they're finicky. Again, it seems to be worth it though, because it really keeps everything nice and tidy up there. And then when you're done, just snug up these 3 bolts. Which I'm guessing over time, especially in the snow belt, probably going to corrode nicely. And actually, if I thought of it and if I had it, I probably would have probably good to hit with anti-seize on these 3 bolts. Actually, probably a great idea. I think they are gonna corrode nicely. Though I think it's aluminum, but still, aluminum corrodes. And that's it. So then we just have to clean up our mess and back it off the ramps. Again, hoping to find that drain plug washer, but I believe is in pretty clean pour, and yep, there we go, right there. Never had that happen before, but yeah, as long as it's not on your, your drain plug and on the pan itself, which again, it looks like the way the pan shaped, it actually looks like the water's still on there. It was so forceful coming out. It actually just ended up in the used oil. So I guess, there's really no way to tell that that actually happened. The best you can do is just feel the pan and the plug, and if it's not there, you just basically hoping that it's in here. If it wasn't in here, I'm not really sure what I would have done. I guess I would have kept looking around the garage, but I did guess that it was going to be in here. So that's cleanup is almost done, and then we just have to back up the ramps and reset the maintenance binder. Another note, while I was cleaning up, I just thought about the oil dilution again. That's again not something I'm used to thinking about, but what you want to do when you're checking your oil initially for the overage over the top hash mark, you want to smell it too, because the oil will actually smell like gasoline. And when you're done, and even if it wasn't really the hash mark, and you still probably want to just give it a little smell your oil filter just to see if it just smells like used oil or any gasoline in there. Again, I'm fortunate. I was not over the hash mark at this point. Taking a whiff of the old oil filter, it just smells like every other car I ever had. Used oil. No gas in there. So just another thing you want to look out for. Again, hopefully this is sort of a relevant conversation in the future, but early November 2018. Unfortunately, this is the top of everyone's mind as we're going into winter. This is the top of everyone's mind. I've definitely never checked a new car before very often at oil level, but I will be certainly this winter, because again, the fix isn't expected until January, February 2019, in the middle of the winter type of thing, and at that point, I'm not sure how long I'll bring it in. Then it was into the spring. But yeah, so just another thing I want to keep in mind, again, just where we are today, November 7th, 2018, with regard to Honda CR-V 1.5 Turbo. Does not apply. Honda's not mentioning anything about the Civic. I cannot remember if the Accord actually has the same motor or not. The non-2.0, I can't remember. But it doesn't matter. Honda's only acknowledging problem this year, and that's where the mass, even in the Consumer Reports article, that's where the mass complaints are. I know they did a recall in China for the CR-V and Civic 1.5 turbos. Recall there means something different, I guess. I'm not quite sure. I've never been in China, I don't really know, but does not in this U.S. and Canada. The Civics, it's only the CR-V. Alright, it's the final step aside from putting the hood down and backing it out is resetting the maintenance monitor. We find the wrench, hit enter. Again, this is for not all trim levels. I believe the LX is a little bit different, but LX has a 2.4 non-turbo as well. So we get our oil life, we hold enter down. Alright, and then we get to the reset, and whoa, we can actually, this is new. So we got an A1 this time, which is just an oil change and rotation, literally not even an oil filter, but I mean, who wouldn't change? The B1 is an oil filter. I mean, I always change oil filter. I don't know anyone that doesn't change oil filter every single time. I'm actually switching snow tires tomorrow, so I don't need to do a rotation. So we're going to hit all do items. And reset complete, and we'll be back to 100%. We're all set. Alright, it's time to back it out. Thanks everyone for watching. I know this may not have been the best video. Look at that, it already says next time it's going to be a B. I know it's not the best, but I'm not sure what's out there for videos for changing the oil, especially when you read your owner's manual. It says, do not change it yourself. Special procedures and tools are needed to change it according to Honda. Right in the owner's manual, although then they proceed to tell you exactly how to do it. I did outline all the tools. Really nothing super special. The oil filter wrench is something you're definitely going to need that you wouldn't ordinarily have. Most of the other stuff is just common. Even that special filter I have, funnel rather, you don't actually need it. Any old funnel will work. They'll flop around a little bit, but it will work. So there's really nothing super special you need to change oil, like Honda says. Obviously, you just watch me do it. And it's the first time I've ever done it on this car. It's first oil change, and first Honda Turbo I've ever done oil change on. I've done countless oil changes on other Hondas. It's all pretty. Honestly, it's all pretty. The way that one's laid out, I think, is exactly like the 3.5. Yeah, I'm thinking it was the Gen 2 Pilot, and I think the Gen 2 Odyssey as well were laid out that exact same way. The Gen 3 pilot's way different. The filter is crammed way in there. You actually have to you can't use a ratchet on the oil filter wrench. That 17mm actually fits on the oil filter wrench, and that's how you get it out. It's a real pain, actually. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments below. And